New York has some amazing skyscrapers in the works, but it's tricky to know which ones will become reality and stand the tallest. Just glance at a photo of the city and you'll spot over 39 towering structures, ranging from historic icons like the Empire State Building to contemporary designs like the Spiral. However, brace yourself for 2030, as an additional 47 skyscrapers are in the planning stages, poised to reshape the familiar cityscape. It's an exciting era for the Skyline, promising even more architectural marvels to punctuate the New York horizon. Major changes are happening in the world of skyscrapers. Up until 2004, there were only 28 buildings taller than 200 meters. But in the coming years, we could see over 70 skyscrapers soaring beyond the 300-meter mark. JP Morgan, one of the world's largest banks, is contributing to this transformation. They are demolishing their current headquarters at 270 Park Avenue and investing $3 billion to construct a massive 423-meter skyscraper set to be completed by 2024 in Midtown Manhattan. This ambitious project, announced in 2018, is being led by the renowned architecture firm Foster Plus Partners, known for their work on the 368 Tower in Toronto, Canada, among other projects. The new skyscraper will house JP Morgan's office space across 60 stories, accommodating a staggering 15,000 employees. The sheer scale of having 15,000 people in a tower over 400 meters tall is a remarkable and ambitious endeavor, leaving an indelible mark on the city skyline. To obtain all the necessary permits from New York City Hall, JP Morgan had to contribute positively to its neighborhood. To fulfill this requirement, they invested a whopping $40 million to create a public plaza near the entrance of their upcoming tower, scheduled for completion in 2024. This plaza promises stunning views in close proximity to the recently developed 207 Park Avenue. The demolition of the old 52-story headquarters spanned over 2 years, setting a new record for the tallest skyscraper ever demolished with the removal of the old Union Carbide building. The Tower 5th project is not the sole supergiant on the horizon. Another formidable contender is also in the works. Part of a new generation of structures surpassing 400 meters in height, Tower 5th is designed to make a lasting impact on the New York City skyline. Examining the building on its platforms reveals a groundbreaking departure from traditional skyscraper architecture, indicating a paradigm shift in the city's landscape. This big project is still waiting for approval, and there are a couple of reasons why. First, many people in New York City don't like how it looks in the skyline. They think it doesn't fit in with the rest of the buildings. Another reason is that it's going to be built really close to important places like St. Patrick's Cathedral and the Rockefeller Center. These are historic places, and some folks think we should take care of them before we start building something huge. If they approve this tall building, it will be a big deal for the future. It might start a trend of new and creative designs, not just in the sky, but also on the ground. The bottom part of the building will stretch 122 meters over the street, giving an amazing view. Everything in the building is carefully balanced, kind of like the Citigroup Tower. But the most interesting part is the platform high up in the sky. At a height of 442 meters above the ground, the most talked about part of its design could also be its main attraction. This structure might soon boast the highest observation platform in all of New York. And believe it or not, there's a plan for a see-through platform for those feeling especially adventurous. However, this thrilling feature might not stick around for long, as the owner may grow weary of frequent 911 calls from people experiencing pure vertigo. But if you're up for it, there's more to look forward to. A fancy restaurant and the potential to become one of the tallest buildings in America. However, all these exciting prospects are currently just on paper, awaiting approval. Now, let's shift our focus to another intriguing project. 175 Park Avenue. Situated near the iconic Chrysler Building and designed by the renowned Skidmore, Owings and Merrill studio. The same brilliant minds behind the Burj Khalifa and the One World Trade Center. This tower promises to be extraordinary. Envision an entire city within its walls, complete with shopping malls, spas, offices, and 500 exclusive hotel rooms courtesy of the Hyatt Group. Plans for this colossal undertaking received the green light in 2021, with the only obstacle being the demolition of the old Grand Hyatt New York Hotel. As of November 2021, an estimated 18-month process was outlined for this demolition. However, creating such an incredible structure takes time. Construction is set to commence in 2026 and is expected to last 4 years, culminating in a grand debut in 2030, a year marked by numerous remarkable additions to the New York skyline. Originally, this tower was supposed to be really tall with 85 stories and a height of 501 meters. However, they changed their plans and made it a bit shorter at 480 meters, which is still super tall and one of the city's tallest skyscrapers. But because of the One World Trade Center antenna, it reaches even higher at 541 meters, making it the king of skyscrapers for a long time. However, 175 Park Avenue will soon take the title of the tallest building in the area. Some people in New York don't like the idea of 175 Park Avenue being so close to the beautiful Chrysler Building. They worry that the huge new building will disrupt the harmony of the skyline, which has iconic and historic buildings standing together. The massive structure might dominate future New York postcards, and not everyone is happy about that. Looking ahead, there's another upcoming building in New York called the Affirmation Tower. It might reach a height of 507 meters, standing next to 2 towers in the Hudson Yards area. This neighborhood is getting a makeover with many new skyscrapers, and by 2030, it will have a big impact on the area. Hudson Yards will be a bustling place with over 100 shops, restaurants, offices, and lots of public spaces. 10 years back, only the western part of Manhattan by the Hudson River was used for storing old trains that were no longer in service. However, there have been significant changes in plans for this area. By the year 2025, architects are aiming to transform it into a bustling hub, featuring enormous office spaces, 4,000 luxurious apartments, hotels, a school, and more than 100 shops and restaurants. Notable skyscrapers, such as the Spiral and the 395-meter-tall 30 Hudson Yards Tower, have already been established, including an exciting attraction called The Edge on its 100th and 101st floors, offering breathtaking views of the city. The competition for 30 Hudson Yards may intensify if the Affirmation Tower gets the green light. This conceptual tower, standing at 507 meters, could potentially include offices, shops, hotels, and even an ice rink, setting it apart in several ways. Although still in the planning stage, the Affirmation Tower has garnered interest, as many New Yorkers express enthusiasm for the David A.J. team, the visionary behind this 90-story concept. Another intriguing proposal is the development at 350 Park Avenue. Vornado Realty Trust and Route Management are collaborating on a joint venture to build a new office tower on Park Avenue. Vornado Realty currently owns the building at 350 Park Avenue, with Route Management owning the adjacent building. The plan involves demolishing both structures to make room for a towering new structure reaching 442 meters in height, intended for lease to a major company. Penn Plaza, first planned by Cesar Pelli and then changed by Norman Foster, stands next to the Empire State Building. It's also known as Vornado Tower. Even though it's a bit taller than the Empire State Building, the famous tower felt worried when Penn Plaza's construction was proposed. The Empire State Building's owner asked the city council to say no to the idea, but they said yes, and the project was allowed. But because of money problems, the building work hasn't started. They're tearing down the old building on the site, though, so maybe the skyscraper will be built soon. 2 World Trade Center, first designed by Norman Foster, stopped being built many years ago because no one wanted to rent space there. But in 2015, they found renters, so the building plans were changed by Bjarke Ingels Group to fit what the renters wanted. Now there are 2 designs. The person paying for the building, Larry Silverstein, couldn't decide which design to pick. He and the possible renters liked Bjarke Ingels' design more. But in January 2020, Larry changed his mind and went back to working with Norman Foster for a new plan. The project has had a hard time getting started, and it's been almost 10 years since they started talking about it. It might take even longer, or it might not happen at all. If you enjoyed this video and want more updates on construction projects and city development, consider subscribing to our channel for regular updates.